Will your Galaxy S26 come with the weaker chip? It's almost confirmed now. Samsung is going to release the Galaxy S26 series with two different processors depending on where you live. Some users will get the Snapdragon 8 Elite 2, while others will have to settle for the Exynos 2600. And if you've been following Samsung's history, you probably already know what that means. Exynos versions of Galaxy phones have often lagged behind the Snapdragon ones, whether in terms of speed, efficiency, or battery performance. And it looks like this trend will continue in 2026. Reports say Samsung has been working hard on its new 2nm Exynos 2600 chip, but yield rates are still not high enough to power every Galaxy S26 model globally. So, what's the plan now? Samsung will continue what it has done before, ship the Exynos version to certain regions, including multiple countries in Europe, while countries like the United States will receive the Snapdragon-powered Galaxy S26 models. Now, here's where things get a little more interesting. Even though Samsung won't be able to launch the Exynos 2600 everywhere, it might still gain something from this situation. The company is currently in talks with Qualcomm to actually manufacture the Snapdragon 8 Elite 2 chips. If that happens, Samsung can at least reduce production costs while also boosting the reputation of its own chip manufacturing business. That means even if users get the Snapdragon variant, Samsung still benefits. For Samsung Foundry, this would be a big win. They've recently made progress on stabilizing their 3nm process and are now focusing more on 2nm production. If they prove they can deliver high-end chips reliably, it could bring in more clients, maybe even some outside of the mobile market. Originally, Samsung hoped to power all Galaxy S26 phones with its own Exynos 2600 chip. That would have been a bold move, showing confidence in their chip-making abilities and creating better integration between hardware and software. After all, companies like Apple and Huawei have shown that making your own chips can lead to better performance and user experience. Think about Apple's M-series chips. It completely changed what people expect from performance, especially on Macs and iPads. That's what Samsung wants with Exynos, have full control and better optimization across their devices. But we're not quite there yet. The Exynos 2600 just isn't ready for a full-scale global launch. Still, the fact that it's good enough to be used in some markets is a clear sign of progress. It shows that Samsung is moving in the right direction, even if it's not happening as quickly as they'd hoped. Now, the big question is, will this matter to most users? In all honesty, the performance gap between Exynos and Snapdragon may not be huge for everyday use. Most people probably won't notice a big difference when browsing the web, watching videos, or using social media. But for power users, gamers, or those who care deeply about benchmarks and long-term performance, this could be a deal-breaker. The mixed chipset strategy is likely to cause some frustration. People want to know they're getting the best version of the phone no matter where they live. And until Samsung can make enough Exynos chips to go fully in-house, this split could hurt consumer trust. What do you think?
Is Samsung finally fixing its software problems before the Galaxy Z Flip 7 even launches? That's what recent leaks suggest. After the rocky rollout of One UI 7, with its bugs, laggy animations, and confusing features, it looks like Samsung is trying to get things right this time with One UI 8. And if everything goes as expected, the changes could make a big difference, especially for people using flip and foldable phones. One of the first things spotted in early tests of One UI 8 is smoother animations. If you've ever used One UI 7 and tried closing several apps quickly, you might have noticed the animations freeze or glitch a little. It's not a huge issue, but it can make the phone feel less polished. In One UI 8, Samsung seems to have fixed that. When you close apps quickly one after another, the animations now flow better without freezing or skipping. This might seem like a small thing, but it can make the phone feel faster and more reliable during daily use. Another interesting update is about the Now bar. If you don't know what that is, the Now bar is a small section on the screen that shows useful information like your current music, the weather, or shortcuts to settings. On the Galaxy Z Flip 6, this feature was only available on the inner screen, which didn't make much sense. The point of a flip phone is to be able to use it without opening it all the time. So why wasn't this quick info bar available on the cover screen? Well, with One UI 8, that might finally change. Samsung is reportedly working on bringing the Now bar to the outer display, which means you'll be able to check info and control apps with a simple tap without opening the phone. There's also a strong chance that One UI 8 could launch along with the new Galaxy Z Flip 7 and Galaxy Z Fold 7, possibly as early as July during Samsung's next Unpacked event. That would be a big step forward, especially considering how slow and delayed the One UI 7 and Android 15 rollouts were. If Samsung can launch its new software alongside its next-gen foldables, it could show users that it's back on track. Speaking of new hardware, there are a few things to expect with the Z Flip 7. Leaks suggest the phone might have a slightly bigger cover screen, a new Exynos 2500 processor made by Samsung, and a larger battery to help it last longer. The charging speed, though, is likely to stay the same as before. Meanwhile, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 could come with Qualcomm's new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 Elite processor, be thinner than the last model, and possibly even feature a 200-megapixel main camera, which would be a big jump in photo quality. Even though things have been a bit slow in the foldable phone market, many experts think that could change soon. There are even rumors that Apple might release a foldable iPhone by the end of 2026. That means Samsung doesn't have much time to waste if it wants to stay ahead. Software improvements like those in One UI 8 could be the key to keeping users happy and loyal. Of course, there's always the chance that One UI 8 won't be ready in time, and Samsung might go with a One UI 7.1 update instead. But whether it's a full version or just a point release, the early signs suggest that Samsung is focusing on the right things: better performance, smoother animations, and smarter use of hardware like the cover screen. These kinds of small updates can make everyday use more enjoyable, and they show that Samsung is listening. What do you think about the upcoming changes in One UI 8 and the new foldables? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more tech updates.
Is Samsung about to launch one of its slimmest smartphones ever? Well, according to a fresh leak, we finally have a launch date for the Galaxy S25 Edge, and it's coming sooner than you might think. Back on April 3, early reports hinted that the Galaxy S25 Edge would be launched on May 13. That seemed like a solid prediction, but now it's all but confirmed. A new teaser image posted by the well-known leaker at Leaks shows the phone's silhouette alongside the words 13 Maggio 2025. In case you're wondering, Maggio, it's Italian for May. So yes, this leak just backed up the May 13 launch. It looks like Samsung might be going for an online-only event this time. That wouldn't be too surprising. Many brands are moving away from big in-person launches. And honestly, a sleek phone like this doesn't need a flashy stage. Just seeing how thin it is might be enough to grab attention. Speaking of thin, that's really what sets the Galaxy S25 Edge apart. It's just 5.8 millimeters thick, making it one of Samsung's slimmest phones ever. On top of that, it has a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display, so you're still getting a large, high-quality screen in a super slim body. But of course, a design this thin means some compromises. And this time, it's the camera setup that's taking the hit. According to the leak, Samsung has removed the telephoto lens from the S25 Edge. That might disappoint some users, especially if you care about zoom photography. But if you're more into portability and a clean design, this phone could be perfect. Powering the device is the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, so there's no shortage of performance here. This is the same chip expected in other top-tier smartphones this year, so even though the camera has been trimmed down, speed and performance won't be an issue. The design also features a solid metal build, which helps balance the slim profile with durability. And while Samsung hasn't officially confirmed everything, the teaser clearly pushes the phrase beyond slim. So yeah, they're leaning hard into the design aspect. Now, here's where things get a bit tricky: availability. Early reports suggest that the Galaxy S25 Edge will first go on sale in South Korea and China about a week after the May 13 launch event. If that's true, the phone may hit the US around May 30. There's still no word on when or if it will be released in other markets like Europe or India. Some sources also say that the Galaxy S25 Edge might be limited in availability. That could be due to production constraints or maybe even pricing. And speaking of price, this phone isn't exactly budget-friendly. The 256GB version is expected to cost around $1,049, while the 512GB model could be priced at about $1,140. That's pretty steep, especially for a phone that's skipping a telephoto lens. But it's clear that Samsung is aiming this at users who care more about design and portability than having every feature packed in. So, is the Galaxy S25 Edge worth it? If you've been waiting for a sleek, ultra-thin phone with flagship-level power and don't mind the missing zoom lens, it might just be what you're looking for. But if you're someone who wants the full camera experience, this probably isn't the right fit.